Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to my channel, and make sure to subscribe on your way in and give a thumbs up and like this video. Now it's a beautiful morning in St. Kitts and Nevis. Nice and overcast. The weather is feeling cool, and I'm on the island of Nevis now. Now this morning I want to discuss very serious topic here between what is happening in St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, St. Kitts and Nevis is a two-island federation. Two islands, but one country. Two governments. One government in St. Kitts and one government in Nevis. The government in St. Kitts is the federal government responsible for St. Kitts and Nevis. But the government in Nevis is only responsible for Nevis. The leader of the government in Nevis is the premier, and the leader of the government in St. Kitts is the prime minister. Now, the problem is that the leader in Nevis, who is the premier, he is also the leader of the opposition in the federal government. So he's premier on Nevis, and then when he goes to St. Kitts, he is leader of the opposition. Now, the opposition leader in the federal government supposed to oppose the prime minister and keep him on his toes. But for some strange reason, the leader of the opposition, who is the premier of Nevis, is in a special relationship with the prime minister in St. Kitts. Let me explain this special relationship. Previous to this new government that came into power in last year, the federal government, it was a team unity government, which the premier was a part of. Mark Brantley, the premier of Nevis, was a part of the unity government. He was a federal minister of foreign affairs. Now that government broke up in a bitter fight, and because of that, they had early elections, which the opposition Labour Party won that elections. Now, going into the elections, the leader of the CCM party, which is the premier of Nevis and the leader of the opposition, joined forces with a party in St. Kitts called the People's Action Movement, and both of them campaigned together and went into an election together. However, they lost that election very badly, and the plan was, if they had won enough seats, which is 6 between two parties, they would have formed the government. But that didn't work out. The opposition Labour Party won in a landslide victory, 6 seats, which you need 6 out of 11 seats. It's 11 seats in all, 3 seats on Nevis, and I think 8 on St. Kitts. So you need 6 seats to actually, morning brother, 6 seats to actually win the government. So the Labour Party won all 6 seats, so they were able to form the government on their own. Now, because the Labour government was able to form the government on their own, this caused the premier to actually re-strategize, because his plan was to be in government with Pam, but that didn't work out. So he thought to himself, oh my God, I'm in opposition now in the federal government, and I'm premier of Nevis, but I cannot, if I fight the federal government, I'm not gonna get anything for my government in Nevis. So the premier decided to work, congratulated the Labour Party, and say he's supporting now Dr. Drew and the Labour Party. So he was able to form a relationship very early on. And the benefit of that is that he's going to get everything he needs, continue to get everything that he would have gotten while he was a federal minister, because he's not opposing the federal government, and he's the premier of Nevis. So that is working out for the Labour Party as well. Now, that leaves the People's Action Movement, PAM party, who is now in opposition, in a very bad place because they were depending on CCM to help them. But what also happened is that after the election, the CCM party won 3 seats in Nevis. So, and the PAM party in St. Kitts won 1 seat, PLP won 1 seat. So that means the CCM party had the most seats in opposition. So they were able to nominate a senator, and the leader of that party, which is the Premier of Nevis, was appointed leader of the opposition. Now the Premier didn't nominate anybody from PAM, who he was working with. He didn't nominate anybody from PL because, you know, they fall out in a bitter fight. He nominated a candidate from his own party who ran local elections and continue to run local elections in Nevis to be a part of his senator. So now the CCM party have 4 seats in the federal parliament, and the Premier of Nevis is also the leader of the opposition. However, he is Premier of Nevis at the same time, so he's wearing 2 hats. Now, the Labour Party love this because this means that the leader of the opposition, who is supposed to oppose the Prime Minister, will not oppose him. He does not oppose him. He goes into Parliament and he supports the Labour Party. So the opposition, who has 4 seats in Parliament, is supporting the government, who has 6 seats. So that's like 10 seats altogether. And that worked out very well for the Labour Party, because let's say somebody from the Labour Party crossed the floor, that's going to leave them with a minority 5 seats. And then what Labour is thinking, they can get somebody from the CCM party to join the government and keep the Prime Minister in place. So it's a win situation for the Prime Minister, and it's a win situation for the Premier and the leader of the opposition, who is also the leader of the opposition. So they are working together for now, and it's a special relationship, and as I said, it's benefits for them and their party. However, is it beneficial for the people of this country? That is a question that I want you to answer. And that's it for now. I'll see you again in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and like. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.